So NES clone systems are a dime a dozen. I probably have 5 or 6 different ones, and in my opinion, the retroUSB AVS is the best of the bunch. It has hardware that mimics the original NES, it has a built-in Game Genie, it has an online scoreboard, and of course it is all done in glorious HD, and the games look and sound great. You can see more about the retroUSB AVS in my review of it. I'll put a link to it on the screen. But one thing that popped up in the comment section a lot was the price of the system, and at $180, it is a bit on the more expensive side, and some people felt that that was too much for them. While I do feel that the system is worth that money, I do understand that sentiment because people have budgets, you know, you gotta pay bills, you gotta do things like that. So I do understand it. I mean, let's face it, the Analog Nt will probably never be on this channel because I'm not paying $500 for an NES clone. I'm not. So what if you want to play HD NES games and you don't want to spend an exorbitant amount of money? There hasn't been an option for you unless you did, you know, a Raspberry Pi emulator thing, but of course you can't play your original cartridges. Until now, there's a company working on an NES with HD out, and it's very budget priced as well. So today we're going to talk very briefly about the Gamerz Tek NES that will have HD out. So to be honest with you guys, there's not a whole lot to go on right now. I'm actually basing all of this on a post from Gamester81, who's a good friend of mine. I'm kind of surprised he didn't make a video talking about this system. But launching in December will be an NES with HD out, that's a clone system, for just $60. Now, who is Gamerz Tek? Gamerz Tek is actually a company, I believe they're based out of Phoenix, Arizona. They have made other clone systems. They made an 8-bit clone system that of course was the NES, and a 16-bit one based on the Super Nintendo. I don't own either of the systems, but I do know some things about them. They are very budget priced. You know, I think the NES one was like 20 bucks new and the Super Nintendo was 30 bucks new. So they're definitely made with consumers in mind that don't want to spend a lot of money on clone hardware. As far as the performance goes, from what I've seen and heard from others, it's pretty solid. There are some graphical issues in some games, but it does play games like Castlevania 3, which a lot of clone systems do not because it has an extra piece of additional hardware in it. So for the most part, these systems look pretty decent. The sounds are pretty bassy, maybe a bit too bassy, and some of the colors are a bit off, but you can always, you know, work around that. You can adjust settings on your TV. So Gamerz Tek seems like they're making decent products at a decent price. And Gamester posted on his Instagram that they are releasing a system in December that is an NES clone that has HD out for just $60. That's pretty damn impressive. I really want to get my hands on this because, you know, this could be a great alternative because let's face it, not everyone can afford the $180 retro USB AVS, and most people cannot afford the $500 Analog Nt. And there really hasn't been an option for people. You've had the Analog Nt, which is sort of like the Maybach or the Bentley. You have the retro USB AVS, which is the Mercedes. And now it looks like we're getting a Honda with the NES from Gamerz Tek. So hopefully I'll be getting a review unit sent over to me to review for you guys. If not, I do plan on picking one up because I'm very curious about this system. Like I said, details are not readily available. I'm sure John will have a video up about it, but I did want to let you guys know that this is a product that's being worked on, coming out next month, and I'm pretty excited for it. I'm very interested to see how it stacks up to the retro USB AVS, to the Retron 5, and I guess the Analog Nt, even though I know nothing about it besides it's really damn expensive. So let me know if you're interested in the Gamerz Tek NES with HD out, that's just 60 bucks, in the comments section down below. I will update you guys if I get any more information on this system, and maybe if you want to go to Gamerz Tek Facebook page and say, hey, RGT85 needs a system to review, I would appreciate that. Check out other videos on the channel, make sure you subscribe, and of course, if you really like my face, check out my Patreon. I'll catch you guys next time. Later.